#2 Democrat in the Senate, Minority Whip Dick Durbin of Illinois. Senator Durbin, welcome back to Meet the Press.
Good to be with you.
Let me start with the shutdown at this point. Is there any scenario you think on December 27th that reopens the government before January 3rd?
Well, we've offered the president some very specific opportunities. In fact, we just voted on one several days ago, a voice vote, unanimous voice vote, to move this government forward to the first or second week of February, which the president rejected after he heard the right-wing criticism.
So what did you make of Senator McConnell, though, recessing? I'm just trying to figure out why you guys decided to leave. And everybody decided to leave and basically left the president here. Is everybody trying to send a message, hey, this is his? Or is this McConnell saying, I'm out of this? These negotiations are between Schumer and the president, which is what Senator Toomey just said.
Well, I can tell you that the president just a few days ago said he was proud to author a shutdown of his own government, that he was elected to be the commander-in-chief and chief executive. It really is in the president's hands to decide. He says it's an issue of border security. I think we know better. It's an issue of his own political insecurity. When the right-wingers start screaming at him, he just backs off and dissembles in front of us. We now have reached a depth of dysfunction that I've never seen in Washington.
Are you at all open to anything in between $1.6 billion and $5 billion?
Well, what Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi have both told the president is we're not going to build a wall, period. Secondly, if you want to talk about border security, there are many things we can do. Understand we're in the depths of a drug epidemic. We see fentanyl coming across the border from Mexico into the United States and killing thousands of people. We currently are only screening 1 out of 5 cars and trucks coming across our border. Let us dramatically increase the technology there in something called a Z portal. That's the kind of investment that Democrats want to see for real border security, not some medieval wall.
So it sounds like what you're saying is you'll go up in the price tag. You're open to the price tag as long as it's not for the wall.
Absolutely. And if you ask the experts, even in the administration, they will tell you that technology and personnel, those are the things that are needed desperately and quickly. The president ought to be sitting down with us and making this border more secure by making investments. He'll have Democrats on board.
So you'd give him twice the money. If none of the money goes to the wall and it all goes to what you just described, you'd probably double it and we get out of this tomorrow?
I can tell you that I think there's an appetite among Democrats to do something sensible at the wall. For example, to stop the flow of drugs into this country and to stop the flow of weapons and laundered drug money out of this country that build these cartels in Mexico and Central America.
Is DACA for the wall, the compromise that was alive for a few days back in the day, is that still, if the president came back and said, would you take that, I'll take that deal now, would you have the support in your party to accept it?
Well, I touched that hot stove back in February, and I can tell you that this president's word when it comes to these young people who are in desperate situation because he eliminated DACA, the president's word didn't stand up when we basically got down to real bargaining. The day will come and soon when the court protection of these young people and their families is going to end. We will have to face the reality of either abandoning them or working together to find a solution.
Let me turn to Secretary Mattis. You sent a